morning. The sun is shining. It is looking like spring. I am so excited. I love spring. Spring is my most favourite time of year, with all the new flowers growing and the sunshine and getting your washing back on the line. I'm so excited. So with spring coming, and it's February now, don't know how quite that's happened, but I wanted to talk about a few things that have been working in our home education recently, some planning bits that I've felt has got us back on track. I felt like December and January was just full of ick, as in constant colds, constant feeling poorly, constantly feeling I've got no energy and all that sort of jazz. So now we're beginning to take our stride and the sun's shining. We're loving being more outdoors. Our garden over winter just turns into a mud pit. So it means that we're inside more than what we'd like. This morning we've had a walk, which was lovely. It was nice and icy, so we had to talk about ice and stuff, and it's just nice that our outside space, we're very lucky. My husband's made it amazing, so we can do learning out there, and it is just, we love it. So we're so looking forward to spring. At the weekend we started sorting out our garden, so that was really nice as well. So we're really looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. So I thought I'd quickly jump on to show you bits that have been working. Now for us, we write down everything. I do this for me, basically, so I can see what we've done, where we're at, and just keep a sort of note. So for that, I basically just use a normal diary, and I write in every day what we've been doing. I like doing this so that I can see where we are, whereabouts I am with different projects, because we seem to do a lot of projects in one go, so then it keeps me, so I know where everything is. Sorry about the sunlight coming in, but I wasn't going to move away from the sunlight because I like the sun. So this last week, so this is something we've only just started, is Maths Factor. My son is maths mad, maths crazy. So with Maths Factor, I worked out, because we're currently on year 2, but if he was at school, he would be year 1. So what I've done, what I do with everything that's a new app that's sort of curriculum based, is I put him back a bit, because then he whizzes through it and he loves it, and about time then he gets to where it's difficult, or it's getting a bit more challenging for him because it's up to his level, he loves it, so then it's not an issue. Maths Factor, literally, we've been doing it for a week, and look at all these certificates. He's like literally been whizzing through it. He loves it. Maths Factor, it's Carol Vorderman. She does a lesson, you do a practice, and then you do a proper lesson, and then at the end of each one you get a certificate. He loves it. The other day he finished his first topic, because it's down, like year 1 I think has something like 30 topics, and then year 2 has something like 20 odd topics, and he loves it, because when you get to the end of the first topic, each topic, you get a genius certificate, and he was literally over the moon. Saturday we did his genius test, and it basically is a test. It's like a test, but it's not thingy, and basically it does it on the whole topic. He got 12 out of 12, and he was running around the house, because it says Grand Genius. He was running around the house going, I'm a genius, and he absolutely loved it. He loves Maths Factor, and I've calculated that if we do a topic a week, which I think is more than doable for him, because like literally maths he would do all day if we let him, and at the moment he's been doing like 4 a day. Literally each lesson takes him like about 4 minutes, so it's really digested down. So for him to do 1 topic a week isn't hard, and obviously with that, if we end up taking longer, that's fine. But I've worked out for him to do, if he does a topic a week for year 1 and year 2, he's still going to be finished by, like, I think it was the end of October, end of the September, beginning of October. So then that gives a huge thing for if we end up at a subject that it takes longer, it's not a big deal because we're still going to be finished. We do our year as in January to December. We don't do September to September. We're not at a school, so I don't see why I should do that. So it just works out better in my head. We do January to December. We do a year. So that's worked out. So I've just gone back to year 1 and he's been whizzing through it because obviously it's easy. But what I've been doing is, if he gets on the first one 12 out of 12, I don't make him do more of the lessons and things like that. So we're sort of whizzing through it, and then as we get to his bit in when it starts being year 2, then obviously he can then take longer, but I'm shortening it down when if he doesn't need to do more of the lessons. And things like the other day, we didn't watch some of the actual where she teaches because I knew he knew it off by heart, so he just went straight to the exam and he got 12 out of 12. So then we just passed on to the next one and so forth. So it's really good that as a parent you can fast forward, you can go back, you can see what it is, and all the topics are set out. So if you know they know it, you can just bypass it, or just like I said, just do the exam, see that he gets full marks, don't need to do it. Another thing that's been really working is Ollie's a really reluctant writer. So what I did is I've off Twinkle, I've done the first 100 frequency words, and it's got all the lines on because we're working on at the moment getting his handwriting. Sorry, I've got an eyelash. Smaller because his writing was so big. He knows all his letters, he knows all his words, he's started to read, but his writing was huge, so we're working on getting them down. So on Twinkle I printed off all these and it's got the lines so he can see, so we're working on getting it smaller, and he's been doing an amazing job with that. I then went on to Canva and I've made him some worksheets, A to Z, and basically it does the upper class, the lower close, and then I've done words to that, and then afterwards he can draw. So he drew a boy for the for A, he just drew A's, and I can't remember what that was. I want to say ant, but I don't think it was. So I've been doing that with him to get him doing, and that's been really working. And then when he finishes all these, we've only got a few more left to do. Let's find where it's up to. We're towards the end of the alphabet. I've then made a game which is like dominoes, but with A to Z and with numbers. And then I've also done his numbers 1 to 20, I think, as well, but with it, so obviously spelling it out, so ZERO as well. Done them to 20, and then I've done like a sheet that's got 0 to 20 as well. So learning how to do it with the words. And then I've done a certificate. He loves his certificate. I think that's why he loves the maths factor so much, because you get so many with that. So then once he's done words and he's got them, I've made these sheets as well. So he loves a bit of colouring. So it's got a colouring and then it's got a sentence. And so it ends up with a huge sentence and then just starts off with smaller sentences. So just getting him to write. So that's going to be our next stage. At the moment, I think we're just towards the end of the alphabet, so I think we've got like W, X, Y and Z left to do, so hopefully we'll finish that this week and start on this next week. But that's really helped with getting him writing. Another thing is I made a dinosaur curriculum. He loves dinosaurs, and I believe that any subject you can pull science, you can pull history, you can pull geography, you can pull everything in. So he loved dinosaurs, because as I said, in December and January he was just poorly, so I just wanted to find something that we could toggle along with that is his interest, so he would do it. And it's dinosaurs is his, he came out of the womb liking dinosaurs. Again, sorry about the lighting. So we've just been going through this, and in it it's got maths, it's got English, it's got science, it's got writing, it's got everything. So I just washed that up on Canva, and again he's absolutely loved it. Another thing that I loved, I did it when, from I think him being about 3, I did like a weekly sheet. So I take pictures from our week and then write a little description of what we've done. And the other day we both sat through it and looked at it, and obviously now he's 6, so it's got a good couple of years of us doing this, and we love looking through the pictures. I loved seeing how dinky he is in all the other ones. But yeah, that's just a lovely thing to do and to look back on. And on days that I feel like, oh, we've not really done much today, I look back through this and I look and go, yeah, we do an awful lot. So I just thought that was a nice little thing to add, because it's a lovely thing to do. So next I wanted to show you some of my planning sheets that I've done. So this again, Canva, I've written it across the top. It's got Monday to Friday, because that's when we do things, but generally Friday's his day to do whatever he wants. Generally he still wants to do maths on a Friday. He just loves maths. So I've got him maths factor, read aloud, poem, because we have like a daily poem thing, handwriting, exploring nature with children, geography and portrait, because at the moment that's the things that we're doing every single week. And then I've left a little gap at the bottom. So basically this is for me so I can see, because recently we've not been so great at doing exploring nature with children. Some days we've not been great at doing a read aloud. So this is just for me to see, take myself accountable. So I'm going to laminate this and put it on my board, and then I can just tick things off. And if we get ticks on everything, brilliant. If we don't, also fine. But it's just for me so I can see when we're getting towards the end of the week things that I should be really doing a bit more on, and just a bit of accountability for me. At the moment we're brilliant at doing maths factor, we're being really good at doing the read aloud. We've not been great at doing the poems, so that's something I need to get back in, because last year we loved it and we did it every single day basically. This year I think we've done like 3 days, and we're in February. Handwriting we've been really good at. As I said, exploring nature with children, we've sort of lost that, so that's something I want to get back. Geography, we're been quite good at looking up things for that. Paw print, we started with our human body, and as I said, Ollie got poorly, so we need to get back into that as well. So I'm hoping that this will just help tie me in. Sorry about that, I had to just pause the video. So yes, I'm hoping that this will just keep us on board, sort of thing, with things that I feel like I'd like to do weekly. We've then also got my brainstorming thing, which I've shown before. I love this sheet because basically when we're starting to do a project, it helps me look at things, because it's amazing that sometimes when you do a project, you look at buying loads of things, you don't actually look around your house and you've got loads of stuff already. So this sort of helps me. It makes me write down when, say, right, we're doing space next. So I look at books, we've got TV shows, games, places to visit, activities, and then things to buy. And it's amazing the amount of times we've done a project and then afterwards I've looked and I've been like, we had this, we had this, we had this, we had this, we had this. So this is another one that I'm going to laminate and put up on our board. Next one is when I do projects, I use this. Again, I've made from Canva. So I have a brainstorming bit, I have a to-do bit, I have goals, I have a bit to doodle because I like to just doodle. And then I've got a bit here where it's just like a little bit just to write what I need. So that's, again, I want to just laminate it and then have it that each time I do a project I've got it, and then I can wipe clean and do it again. and I've just done a couple of extras for that. And then I think that's everything I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you about Mass Factor. I wanted to show you about my new sheets that I've made for planning and our handwriting. So yes, if you've got any questions, drop them below. I'd love to hear from you. I'm just starting out, so I've not got many followers, but I'm hoping to get a lot more coming in. Anything you'd like to see on a video, let me know. I do have, because if you're part of Maths Factor, you do get a code to pass on if anyone else would like to start. So if you would like to start, let me know and I can drop you my code and it gets you some pounds off. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.